I'm David Solomon. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. You think about it, we rant about it. Listen to us live on Facebook.
Did you know, David? It is one of the happiest days of the week.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
It's Friday. I mean, like, if you're a normal human being, Friday has got to be one of the nicest, best days.
Should be.
And, like most Fridays, I'm glad and have my coffee just like you. but if you're, vaccinated and want to drive across the country and support a people that are not vaccinated, or you're not vaccinated and want to cross the border, there's all kinds of shit going on.
Yeah.
And David, I can barely keep track because I don't think there's any more science left in the room. But I don't want to take the air about COVID and science because, I'm a big fan of Optimus Prime and he drove a massive truck, right? But David, what's going on with people driving across Canada in a convoy?
Hey, you know what?
What is this?
Stuart, I got to tell you, people say that Canadians are docile. We're quiet. Well, we finally got the world's attention. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are not aware of what's going on in my fair country over here, our megalomaniac Prime Minister Trudeau has decided that in the middle of January, that truckers that cross the border must be vaccinated. This was his doctrine. This was his call. Okay? And if they're coming in from the United States too, or even American truckers or whatever, everybody's got to be vaccinated or else. The response from the truckers were, who the hell are you to tell us what to do? Let me be clear, guys. Stuart and I are triple vaxxed. This is not about anti-vaccination. And neither are what the truckers trying to do. What they're pissed off about is that the vast majority of the truckers are vaccinated, but they're sick and tired, as all Canadians are getting, of government, the King Trudeau deciding that you and I must comply with the doctrines set forth by Trudeau. And this doctrine of you must be vaccinated or else has upset truckers. And as a result, the second largest country in the world, from point to point, is having convoys of truck drivers, not only from Canada, but American truck drivers are quietly, politely driving from BC and from Newfoundland towards Ottawa to be there on Sunday to protest King Trudeau's doctrines. And the sucky part of all this is that the fucking media and Trudeau are trying to paint these people with their peaceful protests as what? Fringe extremists. In fact, some in the media are trying to compare this to the Capitol Hill insurrection from last year, that's what's going to be caused, that this is a right-wing conservative extremist movement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is far from the truth. This is far from the truth. In fact, if you don't believe me, it's time to do a little bit of homework. The truckers have gone on various websites and have said that the convoy will be peaceful. We stand for truth, safety, freedom of choice. We stand against all mandates. The protest, Lisa, thank you, is going to be on Saturday. And you know what? The whole thing is that this is not about vaccinations. This isn't about race. This isn't about hatred. This is about choice. And Stuart, what pisses me off, and I want to, put a shout out to those who are actually doing this right. This is a peaceful protest telling the government we are not going to take it anymore. That if they can blare Twisted Sisters song across the country, they would. And by the way, if you don't believe what I'm saying, take a look at all of the highways across Canada right now that on these overpasses, people are standing in unison with Canadian flags, demanding freedom from government tyranny. My friend Lisa Albert is managing right now this awesome Facebook page. For those of you who would like to go see it, it's called Convoy to Ottawa 2022 Restart. If you want the facts, go there. Forget the media. Forget what Trudeau is trying to do. Forget the politicians because they're as useless as they're going to get. But join in the people who are here to protest. If you can't go to Ottawa, join in and voice how angry you are at King Trudeau and the Liberal government for their ongoing forced mandates. And I mean, I'm pissed on Trudeau, but the premiers of this country have not been any better. The president of the United States hasn't been any better enforcing mandates. Other governors have not been better. Convoys are finally being organized, thank you, Lisa, in Australia, Finland, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic, Italy. Thank God for Canada. Thank God. To show you how much Facebook doesn't like what's going on, they took down the original page because they positioned it as an extremist, as an anti-vaxxer movement. 770,000 members were on that page, and the government and Facebook shut it down, Stuart. I'm laying this very lengthy diatribe here for a reason. Enough is enough. And ladies and gentlemen, please join the group, as I'm about to do right now. Join the group, the Convoy to Ottawa 2022 Restart. Join in on messaging to Canada, to the media. Enough is enough. These aren't terrorists. These aren't fringe group people. These are not, white supremacists. Please, God. This is a group of Canadians who've started a movement, and Canadians from coast to coast are fed up.
David,
fed up.
David,
Stuart, please jump in.
David, listen, I'm just going to jump in for a second, and I need you to do some housekeeping on that note I sent you. But I want everyone to understand, Justin Trudeau, the black shoe polish faced man, the racist father, these guys are complicit. They want to control you. They don't want to have anyone dissenting their opinion. And if you understand the world, they are now considered the minority in Canada. And I think there should be a referendum on this single issue for Justin Trudeau. And I hope every political party is paying attention. Because frankly, I don't know why the Canadians that believe in this aren't calling for his rear end to be tossed out of office. Because it should be a vote of non-confidence in the House of Parliament.
By the way, Stuart, do you know where Mr. Trudeau is going to be this weekend?
Bahamas? Barbados?
No.
Where?
You see, he conveniently announced on Twitter that I was exposed to COVID, so I'm going to be in isolation for 5 days. You piece of garbage. You can't even be present. You can't even. This is the leadership. That's why I called him an absolute megalomaniac.
That's not leadership. That's called the dictatorship.
Yes, 100%. Okay? He's going into self-isolation. Now, the thing is with Mr. Trudeau, okay, is that he doesn't care. What he has basically said is like this. Canadians don't agree. Canadians do agree with you, with what's going on. We don't agree with you, Trudeau. And his attitude has consistently been, you're either with me or you're against me. He learned that from the Premier of Quebec, by the way. They're both in bed with this kind of crap. Okay?
Hey, ho, ho. Yeah. Justin Trudeau has got to go. So, hey, ho, ho.
Look, the Conservative leader, Erin O'Toole, is meeting with the truckers. Others are meeting with the truckers. Why? Because that's where leadership is all about. It's about freedom of choice, not about, for God's sakes, it's not about anti-vaxxers. This isn't it. And the media and Trudeau wants to paint it as an anti-vaxxer movement because you understand, if it wasn't for the anti-vaxxers, COVID would have been gone. No.
I got to ask the question, where is the House of Parliament? Where's your government? Forget Trudeau. Trudeau is one guy. Where is the rest of your representatives?
But that's it. The conservative government, the conservative opposition is standing with the truckers The others are not. Okay? And the whole thing is because of the fact that Trudeau dissolved Parliament because we can't sit and we can't this. He basically is running the country like a king. He has decided that he's running the country.
You know what they do to kings? You know what they do? You know, the French, you know what? You mentioned Quebec, but I want to talk about France. You know what the French did? They beheaded the king.
Yeah, forget it. It ain't happening here. And please don't say that because Facebook's going to take us down also. The thing is, that, listen,
they need to decapitate him in politics.
Stuart, let's stick to the point here. This freedom convoy, ladies and gentlemen, has to be a clear-cut, unedited, unfiltered messaging to Trudeau and the rest of his cohorts that Canadians are under the most restrictive conditions, and we are tired, we are mentally fatigued. And you know what? I got to tell you, Stuart, my wife went to Costco and had to show a vaccine passport to go in. This isn't a free society. This is us being choked by the government. This is a controlling mechanism. This is government. This is a democratic government supposedly run amok.
You know, okay?
How different are we than Russia? I'm sorry. You're being told if it's first, let me ask you the question this. If truckers are first being told you have to be vaccinated, who's to say tomorrow we're not going to ask accountants, teachers? Who's next on Trudeau's list to force? Because that's not going to solve the problem here. You're just creating more enemies and deflecting the truth that you are incompetent and you couldn't handle this crisis and you're lousy. You look at the UK where they're lifting restrictions, and in Canada we're imposing more. Makes sense? Not a freaking chance.
Text. I'm putting a text number down. 1-929
folks.
286.
While Stuart is posting this on our channel, you need to go onto this Facebook page. You need to stand up. If you're watching across Canada, please, if you can, go on an overpass. I know in Montreal today, they're coming through here. Stand on the overpass with your Canadian flags and support this convoy. Enough is enough. The world is watching us. The media hates what we're doing, but the world is watching as Canada is taking the lead in this matter.
I just put up there the text number for Jesse Waters at Fox News. And I want you to
Jesse Waters. Not only Jesse Waters, all media. Folks, you should inundate.
But that's the text number for Jesse Waters.
Let me tell you something. You need to inundate every single media here that their representation is atrocious, that they're completely misrepresenting this convoy, that they've completely ignored the message. We are tired. I want to get out of my house and go to a restaurant. I want to enjoy life. I want to be able to go shopping without being told that I can't go without a vaccine. I want to be able to go and spend time in an arena and in a gym. Hell no to Trudeau. Enough was enough. Okay? The U.S. media, the conservative-leaning media loves what's going on here. The liberal hates us. Please, enough. Time to respond, time to react, and the time is today. Start it. This is the movement.
David, you know, if there are any truckers that are driving across Canada, I'm in the United States, and I want to tell you, I hope and I pray you drive safely, you are strong, and that you stay on top of this. Do not let them get away with it. It is wrong. You are right. And the government should work for you, not for them.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, I reposted again on the screen here so you could see clearly what the Freedom Convoy is standing for. Truth, safety, freedom of choice for all, and get rid of these mandates. I didn't talk about the GoFundMe thing. It's a whole other sham that the media has tried to distort. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about vaccines. We're not talking about race. We're talking about freedom of choice. If Canada is supposedly a place where we have a choice, we are losing our choice. We're teaching Justin Trudeau how to get more involved in our lives and control us. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached our quarter hour. We want to thank you so much for being with us today and the many viewers that joined us today. Best of luck to the convoy. Canada, remember what our national anthem is, right? It's all about freedom. Wishing you all a good weekend. Best of luck, and let's hope things start to